Hi everybody. I am currently working on editing together Jeff and Gary Save the World, and I'm working on having a new WTF Cinema for you up soon. But because I have this new webcam, it makes shooting things a lot quicker. It makes it a lot easier. And so what I thought I would do is film a film review of a current movie. Now I'm not going to be able to edit in clips of the movie like I do with WTF Cinema, but I like movies a lot. I love movies, and I try to go see, the big stuff that comes to the box office because I'm curious. Sometimes I see bad stuff, sometimes I see indie stuff, but recently I've been seeing the big name stuff at the box office. Today I saw X-Men: The First Class, and it was actually pretty good. I was very happy with it. My concerns were after X-Men 3 that it would be quite horrific, but this was actually pretty good. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not a very big comic book expert. I read a few comic books, but never any of the superhero ones. I read Watchmen and Sandman and Transmetropolitan, these things that have a very short beginning and end. I don't get into these things that go on for 50 years, because I have this weird quirk where I like to start a story from the beginning. Even if it's retconned and changed and rebooted, I want to start from the beginning. So I can't read Batman, Superman, X-Men. I can't read these things because I wouldn't have time to do anything else. So what little I know of X-Men came from watching the cartoon growing up and watching the previous movies. That said, I didn't really have any problems with their adaptation but one. And I'm going to try and avoid spoilers for the most part, but I do want to say, I don't remember Angel being a chick. Every other time I've seen Angel in something, he was a guy with angel wings. And in this movie, it's a stripper chick with fairy wings. Her name is Angel, and she's got fairy wings. Apart from that, I didn't have any major issues. The actors did excellent at portraying the parts. There's a cute cameo with Hugh Jackman, and I guess the writers felt they had to address the Wolverine thing because he is such a popular character, but I was very glad to see that he didn't take over this movie. I think a little bit of Wolverine goes a long way, and we've had a little bit too much of it in the movies lately. So it was nice to be like, okay, we're going to address Wolverine real quick, okay, now movie. So I was happy with that. There were a few jokes about how Professor X would eventually be played by Patrick Stewart, the things about going bald and all the stuff that you do see in the comic books, I believe. They did a really good job of not canceling out what they established in the first two movies, and I guess the third. A lot of the actors did look like younger versions of who they would eventually grow into, and that was nice. All in all, it was very solid. I liked it, and that's not to say it was perfect by any means. The pacing was a little bit slower than I would have liked, but that's going to be a problem with a lot of modern films, because over time the standard has shifted. I mean, a movie used to be 90 minutes. That used to be about the length of an average movie. Now, the average movie is about 2 hours, and that has freed up editors. They no longer feel a sense of urgency when it comes to editing. They don't feel like they need to get to the end of this film. They need to pack it all in, and they need to, speed things up. No, they get to relax a little bit more. There was one scene in particular, and once again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it's a pretty standard scene. Dramatic moment. Character has the dramatic line. You paused for a second for it to sink into the audience, and then it paused for 3 or 4 more seconds, and I started going, are they going to cut? Is this supposed to be funny now? I mean, why are they doing this? Did the editor fall asleep? Is this what the rest of the movie's going to be like? Just in a professional film, you don't expect them to stay on a shot for 4 or 5 seconds longer than you're supposed to. It's a noticeable thing. And I don't think that's just me being picky as a filmmaker. I really think even the average person would go, why are we, they're done talking, why are we still looking at them? But by and large, it was a very enjoyable film. It definitely surpassed my expectations. I did not expect it to be all that good. I wouldn't mind a sequel to that. I wouldn't mind continuing the franchise in that vein. Um, there were some really good performances, and I don't want to start singling out actors, but I think all around there were some decent performances. The obvious red shirt bothered me a little bit, and when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was nice that they created this character that I'd never heard of before, but they created him so they could kill somebody that wasn't established. That's a bit of a spoiler, and I'm sorry. But when you watch it, that's all that it's going to stick out in your mind. It was nice seeing some mutants that we never seen before in these franchises. It was nice to see Havoc, for example, and it was nice to spend a lot of time with Beast, because Beast is awesome, and we didn't get to spend a lot of time with him in the first 3 movies. In fact, he had a cameo in the first one. I don't even remember. I know he was in the 3rd one, I think. It's been a while since I've watched them. Anyway, now that I've begun rambling, perhaps I should wrap this up and just say that if you're a fan of comic book movies at all, if you liked the first X-Men movie, you should go see X-Men First Class. I kind of wish that it had come out before the first movie, like it had actually shown in chronological sequence. That wouldn't have been successful, though, because too many fans want what we picture now. It's very strange that you do have to do a prequel after the established series in something like this. I don't think a prequel would have been as commercially successful. I think a lot of fans would have come away going, but that's just showing us how I want to see it in action. I don't want to see it build up. So this was kind of nice. I guess it was timed right. So, I am rambling again. Go see it, and I'll possibly post a few more movie reviews, depending on if you guys like them. That's all I've got. Jeff and Gary coming soon. New WTF Cinema, hopefully next Friday. I'll see you there.